Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Full Colon Mitchell, Full Colon Smith, period. I'm in the San Francisco Bay Area, coming to you live. I'm not going to tell you where I'm at, because I'm serving a federal lawsuit on a child attorney that thinks they can write false reports and have children forcibly adopted. It's just something about me. I just don't agree with this. Just to recap, yesterday I showed up to the trial to save my friend's house. All I had to do was say my name. They tried to arrest me. I politely asked the bailiff to sit back down in his seat, and then I saved my friend's house. If I did not show up, he would have lost his house 100%. It seems my reputation precedes me now, and the judges have finally figured out that if they commit a crime in front of me, well, things are not going to go so good for them. I am going to drop a lawsuit on him. How can I prove that? That's what I did before we went to the hearing, okay? I served a federal lawsuit on a number of judges to the county of Contra Costa. Okay, so now I've got the doctors, got the judges, and now I'm gonna serve a lawsuit on the attorneys. I want you to know that I have you surrounded, like Elliot Ness surrounded Al Capone. I'm not here to play any games, okay? We're not standing for this any longer. You cannot run the country on a lie. Have a good day, folks. Sometimes you win some, sometimes you lose some.
To the music. Let's see if I can share. I don't know if it's gonna let me. I'll try.
Night after night, reminding the broken it'll be alright. But right now, I just can't. It's easy to say when there's nothing to bring me down. What will I say when I'm filled to the flame like I am?
Alright. Shared with a few people. Hey, Vicky. Yes, I know I got a big old pimple on my nose. Oh well. I'm not perfect. Alright, guys. I don't own music. That's just Caleb. I had the radio going. This is going to be my last video for a little while. I've got a lot of things going on. Lord willing, I'll be getting my group home up and going. We've been working really hard with that. I've got some things that need to be taken care of for the next couple months, so I'm going to focus more on that. This is going to be my last video for a while, but here's the thing, guys. I wanted to come on here and give a word of advice to parents. I know that you're struggling. If you have an open case, okay, and you've already got your kids in care, I'm not talking about the parents that still have your children, and you should know by now, don't let them in your door. Don't know your rights, okay? Put it as that. You need to let your neighbors and your friends and your families all know that, okay? So, word of advice for parents. I have parents that come to me trying to get help that have had their case open for over a year, where they haven't even seen their kids for over a year. That's unacceptable. Here's my advice to these parents. The reason that they're able to TPR your rights without even your knowledge is because you've not had any contact with your children. And they basically say that you're non-compliant. When you refuse to do drug drops and you refuse to do what they tell you to do, then you give them no other choice but to take your children and TPR your rights. You must do drug drops, parent education, your psyche valve, your drug drops. But that doesn't mean that you can't have your own independent psyche valve, your own independent drug testing, and I always recommend that. And if you can't afford to do that, then you go and do whatever it takes to be able to do that. I've had parents that actually sold everything in their house except for their children's bedroom to make sure to fight and do everything that they can to get their children back. Okay? And then you document everything. Phone conversations, text messages, email. In fact, I recommend instead of phone conversations that you text and email. That's why it's in written form, okay? Always, always, always get copies of any meetings that you go to. Take shorthand if you need to. Learn how to take shorthand. Learn what to do. Do not, under any circumstances, miss a meeting. Do not miss even if your lawyer says you don't have to be there, you are to be there. Because that's when they're going to talk about what they can do to get you discouraged and all these services that you need to do. Okay, you need to do. And I know you've got advocates out there that say, don't do what they tell you to do. That is the poorest advice that they could give you. You're going to lose your children if you refuse to do the services that they tell you to do. If you have an open case, you basically have your kid held hostage, and you must do what they tell you to do. If they tell you to jump around like a monkey, then you jump around like a monkey. Doesn't mean that they're right, and I'm not saying that they're right. Don't get me wrong, okay? But I'm saying is, they have your child held hostage, and you must do what they tell you to do. These advocates out there telling you, don't do what they tell you to do. Don't do the services, then you're admitting guilt. No, you're not. You can still say, I have done nothing wrong, but I'll do whatever it takes to get my children back. And you must call your caseworker daily. Daily, start at 8 a.m. and say, look, I'm going to keep calling until you call me back and let me know how my kids are doing today. You've got to bug them and let them know you want your kids back. When I talk to parents and they say, well, I don't even know who my caseworker is anymore, that is not acceptable. You must know who your caseworker is at all times because they switch caseworkers on purpose. That's why you need to keep all documentation. If you have a parent aide, you need to ask that parent aide for their reports. If they refuse to give you the reports, then you must request your lawyer to request the documents from the parent aide so that they can get copies of that as well. And then you need to get copies from your lawyer. Everything that you do, you need to document. Okay? This is how you get your children back. It's a lot of hard work. They shouldn't have taken your kids. I'm telling you, if they showed up at my door, it would be over my dead body before they would take my children. Knowing what they do in foster care, because I grew up in foster care myself, no, it'd be over my dead body. They wouldn't be taking my children. Okay, absolutely not. Because I know how I was treated in foster care and the abuse that I suffered. I would never put my children through that. Ever. Absolutely not. And you parents that do have an open case, you have to get your children back. You can't swallow your pride. Swallow it. Because here's the thing. It's not about you. It's about your children. Okay? Whether or not you want to, and if you, these parents that refuse to do drug drops, okay, so if you did drugs and you just have to admit you were wrong, humble pie here, say, you know what, I was wrong, I won't do drugs anymore, I'll do the rehab, I'll do what I need to do and get my kids back, okay? You have got to do it, okay? You have to. And if you do not, they're going to sit there and say, when you refuse a drug test, they consider you guilty. Whether you took it or not, you're guilty. So you must take those drug drops. And I recommend Oh, fuck. Hey everybody, it's Destiny Field. Let me just take a few people. This is Destiny Field, and I am going to do a live video. Sorry for the delay, I'm just taking a few people.